wait just for a minute for people to get on. I'm going to clean up this mess. All right, looks like people are starting to come on. Hello, hello. Welcome to Friday Fundamentals. This week, oh, by the way, guys, say hi. Tell me where you're from, because I always like to know how far we go. So today we're talking about molds, and it's such great timing because, hi Pam, happy Friday. It's such great timing because I have a huge Prima sale going on right now, and so we'll talk about that during intermission because this one will have an intermission. So when you're doing molds, and I'm just going to show you, they're these for those of you who don't know what they are. Hi Amy. Anyhow, these are really a great way to, thank you Carla, these are really a great way to add some visual interest to any pieces that are like super flat and plain. I use these a ton. I use these all the time, and I have a ton of them. So I used to use them with the, comes in a black plastic like bag. It's called air dry clay, paper clay. It's called paper clay, and it's by Creative. And I used to use that, but the issue with that is that it shrinks, it kind of cracks as it's drying. So when you use that, you have to get it out of the mold right away. Well, not like rush, but you have to put it on your piece while it's still wet. You can't just leave it sitting. You can, but then you have to put something flat on it, and if it's got really delicate details, those things can get kind of smushed a little bit. So then I decided I was going to try this. Okay, so this is the Amazing 10-minute resin. Now listen, this is kind of intimidating, okay, you guys, because like you're mixing stuff. I did the same thing with this that I did with Bondo the first time I used it. I bought it and it sat for months, mocking me from afar. But then I did it, and it's so easy. Like, you're not going to believe how easy this is. Way easier than trying to use that paper clay, okay? And the cool thing about it is it sets in 10 minutes. So, and it's really durable, okay? Now, I know that some of you have spouses that are maybe walking by and saying, oh my God, are you watching another paint video? What could you possibly learn? So we're going to have a little chemistry lesson so you can go and say, I learned something for real. So when you're doing this and you get it all mixed up and those little bonds are creating their strength and holding on to each other, it does let off a little bit of heat, okay? So don't freak out if you mix these and it starts to get warm. That is called an exothermic reaction. Okay, so there is your little tidbit, non-paint that you learned today. Exothermic means the heat comes out reaction, okay? So it comes in 2 parts, okay? And you get all these little measuring cups. Now, let me tell you, I have bad eyes, and I can see, you guys will probably see me squinting today, but I can see these little lines. But I will tell you that it is a lot easier to see them if you put something dark behind them, okay? And so I like to just set it on something dark. I'm going to tilt the camera down here in a second, but I just wanted to kind of go over what you'll need. So you'll need your molds, you'll need your set, your little cup that comes with it, the 2-part mix. You're going to need some kind of little stirring device. Okay, and then I also like to have a shop towel. Now, if you guys watched, was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We talked about all of my favorite unsung heroes in the refinishing world, and this was one of them. So these are really nice. They almost feel like material, but they're not. So you're going to need one of these. All right, I am going to turn this down, and then that way you guys can watch. All right, so let me turn that down. Does that look good? Yeah, I think so. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to move this here just so you guys can see. I have it on this little iFixit thing, and it just makes it easier for me to see these little hash marks on here, okay, because they're really, really tiny. So when you're mixing these, some people will mix two separate or pour two separate and then combine them. I do not. I just pour one right on top of the other. The key is to get equal parts, okay? If you get too much of one or too much of the other, they're not going to set right and they're going to stay sticky. All right, so we're going to start with A. And I'm just going to do, yeah. I have like 4 boxes of these because I didn't use them. Like I said, I was a little intimidated and I bought it and then I put it away and then I lost it. And so then I bought another one and I put that one away and then I lost it. So I have like 3 boxes of these. But now that I use them, they're good. So, all right, so the second line is 5. And I'm just lifting it up so that I can see. And I'm right on the 5, you guys, okay? Right on the 5. So now I'm going to put in the other one. Now remember, this is a reaction. Okay, you guys, it kind of leaked a little bit. I hope it's all right. A little bit of a reaction that's going to cause some heat. Nothing wrong with it, okay? That's just what it does. Okay. I'm at my 5. We're going to go to my 10. Ooh, it's not wanting to pour right. Oh, crud. I went way over. You know what? We're just going to set that little guy aside. And we're going to look for my other cups. Because it's spilled. Alright, we're going to do it again, guys. And watch, that one will probably be perfect, but I just want to be sure. Alright. One more time. Up to the 5. This one's kind of thick, so it takes a minute. The other one is fast, so that's the one you gotta be careful with. Okay, we're at the 5. Now please don't pour fast. It's gonna leak. You know what? It's alright, because we're at the 10. Alright, so I'm going to move this. We are at the 10. And you're going to take this little guy. Oh, I better put these lids back on, right? What a mess. For some reason this one is leaking. I had one come from Amazon that they really kind of destroyed it, and I think that's the one. So it leaks. Alright, so we're going to start mixing. Now, as you mix, it's going to start to get cloudy. Can you guys see that? Oh, Danelle, hi. No problem. No problem. So it's kind of cloudy. I don't know if you guys can see that. But as you mix it really, really good, it gets clear again. It's pretty clear, which means it's mixed really well. Now, you know what? Remember our new word of the day? Exothermic. This is already starting to get warm, okay? So, let's see. I think we're gonna do this one. So I just kind of squeeze the cup and I kind of pour it in. And I haven't done this mold yet with the resin, so I don't know if this is going to be enough. And a good way to tell would have been to fill it with water, but I'm not that smart to do before live. So the key is you don't want to really overfill it, okay? Because if you overfill it, then it's not going to sit right on your furniture or whatever you're putting it on, okay? Hi, Peggy. I haven't seen you in a long time, girl. How are you? All right, a little bit more over here. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think we missed a little bit. Okay, so for the record, 5 and 5 is really, really good for this mold right here. 5 and 5, okay? So, now you're wondering why I have this, right? Well, this is for any cleanup. So, if I would have dribbled, okay, then I could just come by and get that extra off. And I did right there just a little, so I'm gonna clean it up. Now, you can also, when you pull this out, you can use like a little X-Acto or something. But I find that I don't have to if I'm cleaning it up like this. Okay, so then I also take my cup and I clean it out really good with this, and then it's good to reuse. Fabulous. Comes out super clean. Getting a little bit warm, but not too bad. It's not going to get so like, it's not going to get hot like where it's burning you. It's just a little bit. Just releases a little bit of heat with that chemical reaction. All right, so while that is drying or setting, I'm going to move the camera back up for just a second because we're going to talk. Okay, so you guys, that will actually set up in, 5 to 10 minutes, probably closer to the 10-minute mark. Now, if you wanted to use it on a rounded surface, just pull it out before it's super set, okay? You still want it to be solid enough for you to pour it out. You don't want it sticky, but it does take, even after you pull it out, it's still warm, so it does take a few minutes for it to get solid like that. And then once it's ready, it's white. So it turns white when it's ready. Now, I actually had planned this before I knew that we were having a Mother's Day sale for redesign. So while this is turning white, and it's already starting just a little, starting to turn white just a little, let's kind of just chat about what's on sale. And then we'll come right back to this, I promise. So, Stick and Styles are on sale. These are really, really great. I have the really long rolls. They're on sale for $24. They're regularly $30. And then I have these little guys that are $10. I have them on sale for $9. And then all of the non-new release stuff is available. So if it was released in 2021, we're not allowed to put it on sale. But anything, including like December of 2020, is fair game. So everything I have on my website that is from that point back is on sale. So you got transfers, butterfly dance, that's one of them. You have the tissue papers. These are, hi Sam, these are regularly $8 and they're on sale for like $6.40. Oh, and the transfers are anywhere from, if they're the smaller ones, they're like $21.60 or $22.95 depending. And then, of course, rice papers. Can't forget rice papers. All right. And then last, you guys, these have never been on sale before because they were just released last year. And they're super popular, but you can get them right now for 24 bucks. The cool thing about these is, like back in the day when they used to make stamps, they made them as one big stamp, and it was kind of hard to deal with if you wanted just part of it. So these actually come in pieces. This particular one only comes in the 2 because they're just 2 designs. But there's ones with birds and letters and numbers and all the things, and they all come out separate, so you can do just pieces, parts, or whatever you want. You can use these with the ink, but you can also use these with like paint or metallic paint or paste. You can do reverse of these and do like embossing. I mean, they're just really cool, and they're on sale right now. So they were $30 before, and they're $24 now. All right, you guys. And I think that's all the different types of Prima. I can't go through every individual item because I have a lot, and it would take forever, and I respect your time. All right, so let me get these things out of the way. We're almost dry on this. I didn't talk long enough. Well, let's talk about what we are going to put them on with. So, when I first started doing molds, I was putting them on with this E6000. You can get this at any craft store. I think I got my first one at like Michael's. Anyhow, I really like it, except I don't like things on my hands, and it kind of gets gummy. Like, you know, you put it on and then you pull it away, and then it's got those strings, and then you're grabbing those strings, and it's making more strings, and it just annoys me. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to try wood glue. And so I've been using Titebond. It works really well. Just keep in mind, if you put too much on it, and then when you go and you push it on your piece, it's going to squish out. So I would just keep, you know, like a damp paper towel, because that's what I do when I'm doing repairs with glue anyhow. I get out all that extra. And then if you're putting it on a vertical surface, stick it on there and then kind of just tape it into place, because gravity is not our friends. Am I right, ladies? Like, and it's going to pull down your molds. So they might slide down and not be exactly where you want them to be. So I just take a piece of painter's tape, I paint it on there. Once you're done with them, so you can pull them out, and you can, it's almost done. So you can pull them out, and you can paint them before you put them on your piece. Or you can put them on your piece and you can paint them. Or you can use a gilding wax on them, let that kind of cure, and then put them on your piece. When I do them, usually I go ahead and put them on, paint everything, and then I'll use like a gilding wax to highlight those details. Is it done? Not quite. Oh, it's so close, you guys. I didn't fill it quite enough in some spots, but you can see it's kind of turning white in there. And it's warm. Okay. So that's how I put them on. Typically it takes, till the next day for them to be good and dry. You can take the paint off, or the tape off, and go ahead and do your thing with them. Once they're on there, they're really on there. And if you're using this amazing casting resin, you can do everything with these. You can paint them. The only thing you really can't do is stain them, because they are not porous. But, you can even like drill a little hole in them. They can be tapped, dyed, stained, painted. Well, they say stained, but it's not going to look like your wood. I don't care. I don't care what they say. It's not going to look like the rest of your piece. So, because something like this is going to take stain a lot differently than a porous wood thing will. So, I'm going to get this out of my way because it's annoying. Did I talk long enough? Almost. So, it's not going to pour out. So you guys can see it's almost all white. Let me see if it's... Nope. I really want to show you guys how to pull them out. Almost, we're this close. So I'm just going to ask if anybody has any questions about this while we're waiting for this much more time. This much. All right, I'm watching. And you can tell it's not quite ready because I pull the edges away to get it out. And when I'm pulling the edges away, the edges aren't coming away. They're kind of just stretching. So it's not quite ready. Usually, you guys, you know what? Usually I have these things already done and waiting. And this time I thought, no, I can totally talk about other things and it will dry. So I did want to tell you guys though, if you're local, tomorrow and Sunday, they're having a big vintage market at the Gettin' Spot in town. I'm going to have a make and take Mother's Day craft gift. So you guys can come on down. I only have like a dozen of them for walk-ins. So if you guys really want to do it, you're local, you maybe want to bring mom, or you didn't get mom something, get tickets, either call down there, go to my page, message me. I have a link because I have 12. I have 12 more. So that's it. The other thing is, you know, I just wanted to tell you guys, and I'm really, really trying to get this to dry. Or to set. I just want to tell you guys, you know, I hope you guys have the most amazing Mother's Day because, well, I always do. I mean, oh, Danelle. Danelle was asking, what brand resin did you use? And this is it. It is the Amazing, that's the brand, casting resin. And it is the one that sets in 10 minutes, okay? It's the quick set one. You can totally get the other one. Yeah, it is. It is in my Amazon. I will actually put the link in the comments for you guys. It's just amazon.com/shop/strictly chic. So, anyhow, moms, listen, you guys, moms have it hard, okay? And you're very welcome to know. And pre-2020, we thought we had it hard until 2020 hit. And all of a sudden, the kids are here 24 hours a day. You're homeschooling them. You're trying to teach them math in a way that you never learned because they've changed everything. And y'all made it. Schools are starting to open back up. Now listen, I'm not saying that they're going to open or they're not going to close. Nothing like that, okay? I'm just saying you guys kicked some serious ass. Okay, and y'all should be proud of yourselves for making it through this last year. So do whatever you got to do this Mother's Day to celebrate because y'all deserve it. I know I do. I'm even saying I do. Okay, so definitely do that and have a very, very happy weekend. All right, it's still not set up, you guys. I've talked forever. Oh, it's starting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it right here. So when I do this, when I go to do it, I pull away. See how it's pulling away from the edge? So I'm going to tilt the camera back down. I'm going to tilt the camera back down. And is that too far? That's a little, no, that's right. That's good. And I'm just going to try to do this all the way around. I really don't think it's ready, but I'm trying to force it because I want to be respectful of your time, but I also want to show you the awesome detail that comes out. So it's not set. Getting there, it's so close. So I'm forcing it a little bit. And actually it's probably good that I'm forcing it so that you can see what not to do, number one. And number two, how pliable they are when you take them out just a little tiny bit early, like not this early, but a little tiny bit early. All right, so I'm pulling everything away from the edges where I can. Yeah, it's still really soft. Well, not really, but soft enough that... So you can see I'm just kind of working it. I'm pulling it away from these edges. I think that was the last spot that I actually poured. So it's going to be low. See, and look how pliable this is. Okay, can you guys see that? And I'm seriously thinking about just breaking this off so that you guys can see the detail. It's just still not quite ready. If you have to, you can turn it upside down. Yeah, it's just not ready, you guys, on this end. This was the last end I painted. But we're going to just put on our imagination caps and pretend, because I got it out. So that's it, okay? Let's see, right there. You can see how much detail there is. See that? And you can see how pliable it is. Now, when this fully cures, it's going to be totally hard, totally stiff. So if you want to put it on something that's rounded, this is the time, friends, okay? Because you can put it on there, get it glued on, put your little paint or your little tape up, and it's going to finish curing like this and be super hard, okay? Like I can probably, and I think I will, I'm gonna leave it like this on here, and then I'll post later to show you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, and that's it. That's how easy those molds are. And let me tell you, they just, I like them just so much better than the clay, to be honest with you. My fingers don't get sore. You guys know I have issues, and my thumb and my finger are constantly numb. I don't have the problems with this that I have with the paper clay, so it does help a lot. It's a lot faster. Sometimes if I accidentally pour too much, I will just do another little mold that's on there and save it for later, because they don't go bad. They don't shrink and curl like the paper clay does, so you can just kind of save them. All right, so that is it, you guys. The sale is through Monday. Again, have a very, very happy Mother's Day. You guys are all badass women out there. Whether you have kids or pets, let me tell you, it's been a year. All right, you guys have a very great weekend, and we'll see you next week.